give you energy in terms of what they brought in the NFT. I mean, going forward, there were players that we know that they were not going to make it, and there were players that we know that were going to make it.
Yeah.
In terms of that, despite them giving 100% effort to make the team get promoted, did you sit down with them, knowing very well that these are the players that I'm gonna keep, and this one I know that I'm gonna let them go? I mean, those that you the team let go of, what was the conversation between them and yourself as their coach?
Yeah, I think firstly, that is standard practice when a team is promoted. To sit down with management firstly, and we done that as soon as we had got automatic promotion. We sat down and really started looking at our squad and looking at which players we felt we could retain, and that had to be the core of the team and the players that really performed to get us to the Premier League. So we wanted to keep the core of the team, but in every promotion situation, you would always find there are going to be players who are going to be deemed surplus to requirements. It's always a tough situation to be part of as a coach, as a management, to let go of players that we know are part of this journey, but because of where we're going and what we want to achieve in the future, we had to cut ties. So it was a difficult situation for us. We had to explain to the players that, they were not part of our plans moving forward. And that's always the most difficult part for any coach. I've been doing this for a long time. I've done it with former national team players at previous clubs. So this is part and parcel of our jobs. But the first thing we must do is to put the club first and put the club's interest first. And we try to make the best possible decisions for the club when we make those decisions in terms of who to retain and who to release.
And coach, we're gonna get to the new signings and whatnot, but before we can even go there, in your experience, I know you've traveled a lot, you've coached a whole lot of teams. I mean, Chippa United, now defunction, Bloom Celtics, Marisburg United, and now Durban City. I mean, as a coach, what do you think would cut it out in the Motsepe Premier League and compared to the Premiership? Because I think most coaches or most people would confuse that you need to play a certain brand of football, at the same time you must get a result. But in your own experience, what do you think would most cut out in the NFT to make it?
I think what got us over the line was that we focused on winning games. There were a few teams in the NFD that were focused on entertaining, and they fell short. But I felt that ourselves and Tuks really were two teams that were really playing to win, playing to get promoted. So that's where I think we wanted, it's a promotional league. It's win at all costs. It's let's get out of this league and move to the Premiership. And that was our thinking, and that was our mentality. Now we're in the PSL, we can now focus on having a strong playing philosophy because we're in the Premier League. But when it's the NFD, I think the focus should be on winning matches and making sure that you finish number one come end of the season, and that's exactly what we managed to achieve.
Coach, we're now moving away from that.